Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
Really good. Just realized I haven't opened my file over here that has all my details.
That might be helpful.
It'll come in handy. We do have a guest coming up later in the program. For those of you who are basketball fans, the name Derek Anderson may ring a bell. He was in the NBA for 11 years, also played for Kentucky. And we're going to talk about March Madness, but we're actually going to talk about March Goodness, which I think is really kind of a cool thing. It's a company called Social that is working on this, and Derek Anderson is a part of it. And then we've got Colin from Social as well. So we're going to be chatting with those guys later in the show. But first, a quote for today from Jimmy Stewart. He said, "I think one day you'll find that you're the hero you've been looking for." I like that.
Aww.
You're the hero you've been looking for.
That's
and,
nice.
You know, sometimes I think it is that simple, that, you know, you're looking for somebody to help you when meanwhile all you had to do was, you know, help yourself. So good quote there, Jimmy. I like that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
There are monthly subscriptions for razors and coffee and many other things, but this is the best monthly subscription ever. Ladies, listen up. Odiva has a monthly subscription for your monthly visitor. You know it's going to happen every month, and how many times have you been caught off guard? Odiva will send you a box discreetly each month with the products you want, with plans starting at less than $4 a month. Get a special offer right now at radiosavings.com, helping women prepare for their monthly visitor for less. Try it now at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Wednesday, March the 21st. It's National Countdown Day. It is also National California Strawberry Day. It is National Common Courtesy Day, which I've noticed isn't so common sometimes.
That is true.
It's also National Fragrance Day, so if it smells good, that's what's going on. It's National French Bread Day, so if it smells delicious, that's what's going on. National Single Parents Day, and National Kick Butts Day is today. This would be an amazing day to just say, you know what, I'm going to see if I can go this whole day without smoking. And then if you do well and say, hey, I went a whole day, now I wonder if I could go a whole week. And then if you go a whole week, I wonder if I could go a whole month. My mother did that. She gave up smoking for Lent. Was that 10 years ago?
It's been a long time.
She never picked up a cigarette again.
Yep.
I think that's really cool.
That's
and she
awesome.
smoked for like 40 plus years. So it is possible, and today could be your day, National Kick Butts Day. It's Wednesday, the 21st day of March.
John and Heidi.
Sadly, more than 350 million people suffer from depression. Scientifically, your actual brain chemistry levels are affected. Now a breakthrough, safe and natural, non-prescription coffee product has been shown to help. It elevates levels of dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins in the brain, which makes you happier. Just by drinking this special cup of coffee, many reported elevated mood, feeling more connected, having greater energy, clarity, and focus. Try it for yourself at firstcupisfree.com. Get a free sample at firstcupisfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we have your brain on drugs. But first, a truck driver from Germany escaped a fine for driving while using a phone, which is illegal there. You can't talk on the phone. Because he claimed, I wasn't talking on the phone. I was using my warm phone as an ear warmer. See? That was his little excuse. And they said, oh, okay, well, then in that case, I wonder what kind of heated conversation he was in to warm up his ear. See, I have heated conversations.
But here's
once in
the
a
thing.
while.
My phone isn't warm unless I'm on it.
Yeah, same
like
here.
right now, I'm touching my phone. It's cold.
It's cold.
So that's
but if you were on
bunch
there
of malarkey.
using it, malarkey, you're starting to sound like me. We've got your brain on drugs coming up.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. Lauren Whitney Faust, an Alabama woman, got busted for trying to smuggle drugs to her boyfriend in prison. Police received a tip that she had drugs on her person while she attended her boyfriend's visit court date, I guess, is what they were going to. They set up a surveillance in the room during the trial. Ray asked to go use the restroom and dropped a folder in front of her as he passed by, then bent down to pick it up and grabbed a package that she had by the floor, taped to the floor there. Investigators approached him and he tried to hide the package in his shoe. Both of them were ultimately arrested after cops found marijuana and methamphetamines and rolling papers, tobacco, and some syringes. So
they thought they were going to get away with that.
That was the plan.
That was the plan.
I got this folder.
The master plan.
I have a folder here that I brought with me from jail that I need to take this folder back. I'm working on my taxes. That's what's in this folder. No, that was not going to work, guys. But A for effort, I guess? I don't know. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. From the little screen, Jimmy Kimmel was named the top TV personality on social media in a news survey. So they said, who's the top TV personality? And they said, Jimmy Kimmel. A growing number of Hollywood celebrities are writing into their clauses a CGI clause that goes in their will that gives film companies the rights to use them as a hologram after they die. Would you want that?
No.
Here's the thing. I don't know that I would want that, but they're putting this clause in there. They're going, oh, wait, you're going to keep paying my family? Yeah, that's cool. Go ahead. You can use me. I'm just seeing what they're doing with the Colonel Sanders character.
I wouldn't want that at all because you have no control over what they're doing with your image.
Exactly. And that's where, nothing against...
I mean, they could put you into pornography or
I don't
anything.
think that's what the plan is, but they're just saying that we would continue to use your image and your likeness in the movies, and your family, your estate would continue to get paid.
That's a bad idea.
I just see what the KFC people are doing with the Colonel Sanders likeness, and I'm going, guys, this is a real person. If I was that person's family, I don't know how thrilled I would be about the caricature they've made of him. First, it was a little cartoon, and now it's like comedians. That's just kind of gotten... I think that one's off the rails a little bit. So, I love your chicken. Not a big fan of your cartoon and your marketing and stuff that's going on there. This is kind of off the rails, too. This was big screen, little screen, believe it or not, courtesy of channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
You can go to college without student loans. Do you have a kid in 11th or 12th grade or in college? Let me save you time, energy, and most importantly, your hard-earned money. My name is Matthew Einstein, and I earned my undergraduate degree from the University of Texas and my master's from Prescott College with no loans. And I was an all-around average student. Not only am I a living example, but I have 10 years of proven results, not guesswork. Take my first course for free that walks you through my journey by going to learnwithoutloans.com.
Now, your scoop of the day, courtesy of firstcupisfree.com. I actually have not tried that yet, but it's like a coffee product. And take a listen to our first story here. Americans can't get enough coffee. That's the headline. So, apparently we like coffee.
I do like coffee. I haven't had any yet today, and it's showing. I'm yawning.
I know, you have been yawning. I've got my coffee right here, and you make fun of me because I'll go to a store, and I'll get a coffee to go. And they got these nice cups, and they got the little lids, and I've been just reusing those.
But we have nice cups here.
I know. This one's like 2 weeks old now, and the cup is all cracked.
And
at the
many
top
times you'll bring one of those cups, those
Yeah.
old cups, into the studio, and the bottom is falling out, and then the coffee is leaking all
Hey,
over the desk.
That's when it's time to get rid of them. So it's,
Just use a regular mug.
I will. But the National Coffee... I'm going to sit this over here because it's leaking. The National Coffee Association is very, very, very hyped about this latest study, which showed 64% of Americans 18 and over have at least one cup of coffee each day. At least they did the day before this survey came out. That is up from last year when it was only 62%. So it's only an additional 2%. I've got a link to that entire story for those of you who are, on the edge of your seat, just can't wait to get all the details. I thought that was kind of neat, though. That's a lot of people that drink coffee. I'm one of them. The nation's veterinarians are warning about a new issue called bloat. Have you heard of this?
No.
It is the number one danger for dogs. It's a thing called bloat, where your dog can get bloated.
Okay.
And I don't know. I've got a link to that story, too. I'm not sure what causes it or any of that.
Well, that would be helpful.
But you want me to click on here and read it?
We have 2 dogs. We might want to know.
Okay. I'll come back to that in a second.
What's going on?
Speaking of dogs, United Airlines flight from Newark to St. Louis. Now, we talked about an issue where they had a dog stuffed in an overhead bin for United, and the dog died.
Yep.
United is in more dog trouble because United Airlines flight from Newark to St. Louis made a pit stop in Akron, Ohio to drop off a puppy that was put onto the wrong plane.
Oh.
So the other people get to their destination and are like, where's our puppy? They said, we loaded it on the wrong plane.
We lost your dog.
Can you guys stop in Akron and send the dog back? Wow. I just don't know what's going on there. I mean, that's kind of crazy. So, okay, here's the bloat story. It says, beware of the bloat, the second largest killer of dogs. When you hear the term bloated, you may not give it much credence. Sounds something kind of benign, but it's a lot more than just gas or worms. When it comes to dogs, it could be really bad. Second largest killer only to cancer. Bloat occurs when air fills your dog's stomach, putting pressure on the surrounding organs and compresses the largest vein in the abdomen. This pressure prevents blood from returning to the heart and the stomach and can flip. The stomach can actually flip. Once the stomach flips, it's irreversible damage to tissues and death begins. So that's not good. So how do
they get it?
I don't know. I'm looking to see. There's an informative video, not the one I'm watching. It's a what is this? Watch the video, and then the video it's gnomes. Oh, down here by this video. Oh, I just didn't go far enough. All right, let's see. Bloat is more likely to occur after eating. Dry dog food can increase the chance of bloat because it expands in the stomach. Avoid exercise and intense play. At the first signs of bloat, immediately take your dog to a vet. Do not wait to see what's going to happen because then they could have hours to live. Be cautious of dogs drinking a lot of water right after eating. Feeding 2 or 3 smaller meals per day is better than one giant meal. Older dogs could be more susceptible. When in doubt, talk to a vet. And it says, I am not a vet. I'm not either. Whoever wrote this article. And it should not be taken as medical advice. Definitely not from me. I'm just telling you, if you have a question about this, I would talk to your veterinarian. But I have a link. The one that I just read, all of that stuff, that's also linked on our page. And then one last thing here. A driver in England gave a fake driver's license to an officer on a traffic stop. It featured Homer Simpson.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't even a person. It was a cartoon. Yeah.
They couldn't have thought that was going to work.
Homer Simpson for the name. Somehow he thought that was going to work. I've got a link to all of our bizarre...
At least he was trying.
Yeah. I've got a link to all of our bizarre stories here at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Radio really works. That's a pretty bold statement, but it's true. If you advertise on the radio the right way, you'll see results. I've said for years, advertising costs money, but effective advertising makes money. The only difference between spending money and making money is that one word, effective. Let us help you make your advertising more effective. Learn more at radioreallyworks.com. We do radio jingles and creative ads to help you get better results with the money you're already spending. Hear examples at radioreallyworks.com. That's radioreallyworks.com. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. You've all heard of March Madness. Have you heard of March Goodness? Well, I hope you have. Well, we're going to be talking with 11-year NBA star and former Kentucky national champion Derek Anderson, also Social CEO Colin Deutta. We've got him on the lines right now about a really cool thing, how hoops and goodness go hand in hand. Let's start with Derek. Derek, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. About yourself?
Fantastic. Now, how different is it when you're watching March Madness? Because, you know, you've played in this and then you played in the NBA. It's got to be a lot different for you to be watching that than it is for somebody like me that never played.
Yeah, I'm more critiquing than enjoying the game. So it's a different perspective that we want to see guys play the whole game, play it the right way, and play it hard, and play for your teammates.
Let's talk about March Goodness. This is a really cool program that you guys have. So tell me a little bit about March Goodness.
Well, what March Goodness is, it's a form of what we want to consider is like, of course, you threw in March Madness. The March Goodness part is focusing on the goodness. You know, you watch basketball and you say the madness comes in from a 16 team beating one team, and for us, goodness comes in for a person who maybe not have a lot of money, but they're actually helping their community out. It comes from someone who has a lot of money, maybe helping the community out. Like, we look at it as everyone can do the same thing by being good to each other. And we want to just support each other's neighborhoods, the community. And for us, the event starts with a lot of colleges. We want to have a friendly competition, and people do good acts of kindness and do good deeds, and we help reward them.
That's really cool. We also have online Colin from Social. Colin, how long has the company Social been around?
Well, the scratch on the napkins about 5 years ago, but we've really been in the mix of things for about a year.
Very nice. And this concept with this March Goodness, this is something that you guys kind of put together?
It is. March Goodness is really an open challenge to campuses across North America to join their school team and compete to see which campus can have the most positive impact over the month of March. The competition is open to everyone, from students to alumni to fans, to join their team at marchgoodness.net and complete social good challenges for points.
I think it's a really cool idea. Anytime you ask people to go out of their way to do good deeds, I love that, because I think a lot of people want to do that. They even hear this little voice saying, hey, you should do that, but then they don't listen. So I think it's really cool when you're giving them a reason to step out and do that. What are some of the things that you guys are seeing people do already? Are there some March Goodness challenges that people are already stepping up to?
Yeah, there are. There are literally dozens of different challenges. We've got new ones cycling in every day. So we've got everything from what would you do if you were CEO of the day, to impact your community, to leaving happiness notes, to campus cleanups, all the way down to blood donations. And, of course, there's Derek's A-OK Challenge, where we're looking to record daily acts of kindness. But we're seeing some really cool engagement, like the University of Michigan is bringing awareness to local issues, and Ohio State has some great postings on volunteering they're doing in their community.
Now let's talk with Derek once again. What was the challenge he was talking about that's kind of your challenge, the A-OK Challenge?
Yeah, it becomes a habit. What we try to do is have people do acts of kindness. So if you open up the door, a kid opened up his door for his parents, or he made the parents' bedroom their bed, something is just fun, something unique, something different. And we'll reward them for that. So if you're a Kentucky fan and you say, I want to get points, I want to go, man, I made my mom's bed up. And it's different for him as a kid because it's the other way around. So just teaching them how to change their character and acts of kindness, and hopefully it becomes a habit, not just for March, but for the rest of his life. He's learning to do good deeds in the community and for other people.
That's really cool. And Derek, hats off to you. I'm reading here that you are a mentor for 106 kids right now. That is amazing. How did you get into mentoring? How did that become part of your life?
Well, what happened was when I was a young person, both my parents left me in an empty apartment at 11, and I realized that, life is just not always what you want it to be. But as I moved around the community, people gave me opportunities to work. I did all kind of end jobs at 12 and 13, worked at a candy store. People just gave me opportunities, and that's what I wanted to give kids who didn't have, good home life, family, any issues. We don't want to just give them money because it doesn't change their character. So for me, it's making sure we did something that helped them grow as a person. And it's just doing acts of kindness that makes them be responsible adults when they get older, and they can have a better life.
That is absolutely amazing. Well, thank you guys both for taking the time to chat. I'm going to put a link on our social media so they can go there and get all of the details. And I also have a list of a bunch of participating schools that are already involved. If there are other schools that would like to get involved, can they still get involved as well?
Yeah, you bet. We're just ramping up the action. So by going to marchgoodness.net, you can join an existing school, or you can create your own school team and get in the game.
Well, we're going to put all the information on our social media to make it really simple and really easy. Derek and Colin, thank you guys so much for doing what you're doing. I think this is really a neat idea.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks so much.
Again, right there, 11-year NBA star Derek Anderson and the CEO of Social, Colin, and they have this really cool program they're doing called March Goodness. All of the details at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Lately we've only had like one fun fact per program. We were going to try to do two, and then we've been running out of time. I've got just this one because that's the only one I have time for. Because I spent too much time telling you we don't have time. Oh, okay. I'm going to move on. There are about 60,000 miles of blood vessels in the human body. If you took them out and laid them end to end, you would die. So don't do that.
Yes, you would.
But if you did take all of your blood vessels out and laid them end to end, they would stretch all the way around the world more than twice. But don't do it because
that's pretty nasty.
You would die. So don't do that. That That is kind of
It's a
crazy.
nasty thought.
That's how much in our body. That's how much blood vessels. How much blood vessels? That's how many blood vessels we have crammed into these bodies. So,
God's pretty amazing.
Absolutely. I think it's awesome. And that is a fun fact courtesy of learnwithoutloans.com.
John and Heidi.
Sadly, more than 350 million people suffer from depression. Scientifically, your actual brain chemistry levels are affected. Now, a breakthrough, safe and natural, non-prescription coffee product has been shown to help. It elevates levels of dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins in the brain, which makes you happier. Just by drinking this special cup of coffee, many reported elevated mood, feeling more connected, having greater energy, clarity, and focus. Try it for yourself at firstcupisfree.com. Get a free sample at firstcupisfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day. And I want to just say thank you to a young lady who sent a message through our Facebook page and said, what does grandiloquent mean? So I could give you the definition of that. I will give it to you quickly here. It is a lofty, extravagantly colorful, pompous, or bombastic style, manner, or quality, especially in language. Now, we don't make these up. There's a group that does this on their own Facebook page each day, and all we do is we read their words. And then we let them know that we read their words, and then I think they started skewing their words to kind of talk about some of the dumb stuff, because I can't pronounce half of these. So listen to this. You be the judge. Lexaphanesism.
I'm sure you nailed that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably exactly what it is. You want to know what that means?
Yes, please.
The use of excessively learned and bombastic vocabulary or phraseology in a pretentious and showy fashion. So, if you use the grandiloquent
Any of these grandiloquent words.
Yeah, an instance or example of such vocabulary or phraseology, the habit of using pompous or turgid style in speaking or writing, and the use of pretentious words, language, or style. So, there you go. All of that is the grandiloquent word for today. It's a lot to take in all at once, but you asked for it.
John and Heidi.
You can go to college without student loans. Do you have a kid in 11th or 12th grade or in college? Let me save you time, energy, and most importantly, your hard-earned money. My name is Matthew Einstein, and I earned my undergraduate degree from the University of Texas and my master's from Prescott College with no loans. And I was an all-around average student. Not only am I a living example, but I have 10 years of proven results, not guesswork. Take my first course for free that walks you through my journey by going to learnwithoutloans.com.
The internet is an amazing place to find things like this. It's our weird news for today, courtesy of firstcupisfree.com. A woman serves hot dog water ice cubes to people she doesn't like.
Gross.
This is the latest thing to trend on Twitter. It came out last week. Fancy ice cubes is what they were talking about. And then a lady posted a not-so-ordinary block of ice made from hot dog water. Yeah, you boil hot dogs in water, and then she pours that water into ice cube trays to freeze it. Why would you want to save that? She serves that to people she doesn't like. So if you come over to Angela Brisk's home, she's the one that posted the photo of her creative process on Twitter. She wrote, I turn hot dog water into ice cubes for guests that I don't like. The Twitterverse thought this was more hilarious, and it hit the social media. One of the most hilarious things in 2018, they say. Anyway, here's my question. Why do you even invite these people over? If you don't like them, hey, why don't you come over to my house? She
probably doesn't invite them. She probably doesn't say, hey, come on over for some hot dog water. Yeah. I'm sure that they're already just showing up, and she would rather that they not be there.
I'm pretty sure after this story, they're probably not showing up.
Unless they don't know that they're the ones that she doesn't like.
But if you are friends with Angela Brisk, and last time you were there, you thought, man, there's something wrong with her water, you know that she doesn't like you now.
Yeah, well,
why would you
true.
share this? I just think that's a bad idea. But that's what makes the world go round. Weird people doing weird things. And that's how we get our weird news, brought to you by firstcupisfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, courtesy of learnwithoutloans.com. If only you could hear the things Heidi says before we go on. I'm not gonna share. Although I'm very nervous. I'm on edge right now for you with this story. This is making me nervous. So,
good.
Promise to behave.
We'll see what happens.
An unidentified man in Dallas, Texas, was standing in the book and magazine section at Target when another customer noticed the suspect had exposed himself and was fondling himself.
Oh.
The victim confronted the suspect. The suspect fled the Target store on foot. Dallas police released surveillance footage of the man. They're asking for the public's help to find their target, or their man from Target. There's a photo of the dude online. I've got a link to the story. Can you imagine how embarrassing it would be to be that guy? I mean, I
don't think he's worried about being embarrassed if he's exposing himself in the middle of a department store.
I just don't understand why you would do that. That makes no sense to me, but once again...
Your first thought is, oh, that poor guy.
No, I'm not thinking the poor guy. I mean, poor anybody that happened to be in that store. Just looking for stuff. Trying to buy a can of peas, and there's a guy over there doing that. I don't know. That's why we call this your moment of duh.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough, available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
We've got your good news coming up. Now, some more weird news, because I got plenty of weird news, and I don't have a place for it. It's stacking up, Heidi. I'm serious. I've got weird news falling off the page. I've got so much weird news. Jonathan Riviera, age 25, he's from Connecticut, told a court he was in court on the charge of vehicle theft. He stole a car to get to court as well. The young man from Hartford, Connecticut, was supposed to be in court on Wednesday, March 7th, to appear before a judge. This was for first-degree larceny and tampering with a motor vehicle involved in the theft of a car. As he was inside, Hartford authority agents outside were scanning license plates for parking violators when they came across one of a 2014 Subaru Legacy that was just reported stolen. So they kept an eye on the car. When he left the court, remember, he was in there on charges of stealing a car. He got into a stolen car.
Oh, wow.
Police moved in immediately and arrested him again, so he clearly didn't learn his lesson.
No.
What was he thinking? I'm going to court for, stealing a car. I'm going to drive there in a stolen car. Not a good plan. Not a good plan at all. This is your additional weird news for this Wednesday. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think we have got some pretty good news here. It's courtesy of Odiva, the monthly subscription for Ladies Monthly Visitor. More information at radiosavings.com. And this is a cool story. My beautiful bride sent this to me. Do you remember this story? It's a video, so I'm going to be reading it. His deaf girlfriend is getting a implant in her ear. So this young man and the girl, it says the first words she ever heard from her boyfriend were some pretty special words. So we're going to tell you what they are here in just a second, but Heidi already knows. So his girlfriend had been deaf, had never been able to hear. She was reading lips and sign language and all those things, and now she's in the doctor's office, and her boyfriend is in there with her, and he's finally going to say his first words to her ever. Just handed her a little Kleenex or a napkin or whatever to wipe some tears away. And he's getting ready to say.
She's crying because she can hear now for the first time. She's listening to the doctor, and she's listening to her mom, who's standing behind her.
Her loved ones' voices. She's able to hear for the first time. Just tears of joy.
And I love these videos anyway from everybody because they're so cool to see people hearing for the first time and how special it is
when
for them.
People who can see for the first time, people who can see color for the first time, and when they're wearing the glasses for people that are colorblind. So now she's about to hear her boyfriend's voice for the very first time ever. And the first thing that he asks her, first thing that he says to her is a question. And the question is, will you marry me?
How sweet is that?
So talk about tears of joy.
Right?
There's tears pouring out all over the place. And everybody's got, there's comments on here. It's a video. It's a Facebook video. And if you would like to see that, we've got a link to it through our social media. I just think it's adorable.
It's
the couple,
absolutely adorable.
Yeah, these two are just adorable couple. And I think it's really neat. He was patient. He let mom talk. He let everybody else talk first, so he didn't steal the show right away. He waited, And the first time he finally got to say something to her, like I said, he proposed and asked her to marry him.
I think it's so
I think
great.
it's really
This video
cool.
made me
And
so
there
happy.
he is. He's getting down on a knee right now to do it. That is so cool. Heidi sent me that video because she knew that it was going to make me choke up and cry. And the good news is I'm looking away. I'm not even watching it anymore. If you'd like to see the video, if you'd like to get choked up and cry, oh, look at her. It's our good news. Comes your way courtesy of Odiva. I think she said yes.
She said yes.
Pretty darn sure. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. If you'd like to see this video, or if you come across some good news that you think would be worth sharing, you can reach out to us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.